Me and Mark Ass just came out of nowhere and just started putting a boot into Duke Richards.
That's right, Chad. He's not wasting any time. I think he's been looking forward to this match for a very long time.
Yes. Picks him up, does a big right hand to his big forehead of Duke Richards.
Irish whip into the ropes. Let's see. Oh, ducked by Duke Richards. Oh, he came back with a lariat of his own. The pin. Oh,
only a 2 count there, Adam.
Let's see what we got going on here. Duke Richards, no respect for the referee at all. He's got hard forearms to the back of the head to Mean Mark Ash.
Duke Richards, Irish whip into the corner. Oh, Duke Richards gives up
some sort of splash. And
yeah.
Oh, now he's chopping him. Oh, you can listen to those chops, ladies and gentlemen. Those things, you just can't fake that, ladies and gentlemen.
He introduces them to one of the turnbuckles.
Looks like he's introducing them to all of them.
That's correct. Oh, counters that one. Makes Duke Richards see that one face to face.
Looks like Mean Mark Ash is on the offensive here. He needs to, because he was not looking good in the beginning of this match.
Oh, Mean Mark Ash having a little offense.
Oh, what was that all about? With a super kick right to the chin. I don't know. Mean Mark Ash is looking good now, Chad.
Yes, he is. Oh, Irish whip to the turnbuckle.
Oh, Mean Mark Ash. Just a little late. Should have followed him up a little bit quicker right there. Duke Richards right on top of it with a bulldog. Oh, right down to a pin.
Oh, puts the foot on the rope, and it's a 1-2 count.
Good thing you saw it, Chad, because I didn't. I thought that was over. Duke Richards got him in a headlock now. Let's see how he's going. Oh, throws him off to the rope. Oh, shoulder block. What's Duke got in store?
Goes for a pin.
Got the pin. The 1, 2, and he's only got a 2 count.
Mark Ash kicked out of that one.
Duke Richards is angry. Duke Richards is really wearing down Mean Mark Ash here. I think he might have this match done. He's going for a figure 4 leg lock. That could spell trouble for Mean Mark Ash.
Oh, he's having some trouble. He's containing the pain. Oh, Mean Mark Ash better get some ropes or do something quick.
I've seen a lot of Mean Mark Ash matches over the years, and he can take, his pain tolerance is very high, Chad.
Looks like he's trying to switch it up there on him, Adam.
Looks like he's gonna roll it over. I think he's got it.
He's
crowd is behind him.
He's gonna need some strength.
There it is. Oh, now Duke Richards is the one that's in pain.
He's gonna be feeling that tomorrow.
The ref's asking him. Oh, and he's got the rope. Smart move by Duke Richards.
Gotta break it up.
Gotta break it up. There.
Oh, they're breaking it up. Sorting their stuff together.
They're both a little woozy right here. Let's see. Oh, Mark Ash right on the attack. Smart man.
With a big boot. Oh, another big boot.
Those are some big feet going to the head of Duke Richards right there. I don't know if he's going to be able to get up after something like that. What's he doing here? Oh, no. Is he going to go low? Oh, low by Mean Mark Ash.
I didn't see that one coming. I didn't think he was that kind of character.
He's been having a lot of trouble with Duke Richards. You got to do what you got to do to take this man down.
That's true. He's a tough man. Oh, he's begging for mercy.
Mean Mark Ash is in control here. I think he might have this one. He might have this one on lockdown. Irish up into the corner.
Mean Mark Ash. What? Oh!
Duke Richards pulls the referee in front of himself. Oh, that's just
good thinking. Speechless. I can't believe he just did that. That's just harsh.
Mean Mark Ash with the power bomb.
Oh,
into a pin. That's a 1, 2, 3. Mean Mark, but the referee is knocked out. We don't know what's gonna happen.
Good thing Duke Richards did that to the ref.
Duke Richards thinking ahead. It looks like always one step ahead of Mean Mark Ash.
Mean Mark Ash trying to wake up the ref.
Let's see what's gonna go down here. Oh. Duke Richards, and is that the commissioner creeping into the picture right there?
Yeah, that's the new commissioner.
What's he gonna do? He slides in the ring.
He does the pin.
The fast 3 count.
It's a 3 count. Duke Richards wins the title match.
Duke Richards is the new ICW World Heavyweight Champion. Look at him taunt Mean Mark Ash. Mean Mark Ash he's very angry right now.
Very upset. And looks like, he might take his anger out on the ref.
I don't know. I think he's just saying to the ref, like, he had him in the pin. Oh, what is he doing?
Just throwing blows to the ref. The ref does not deserve this.
The ref is not a wrestler. He cannot help that he was knocked out.
He's not equipped for this.
Mean Mark Ash, the ref isn't able to take this kind of stuff. Look at what is he doing?
He just
that's a sore loser right there. Stuff happens, Mark. Oh, come on.
Just dropping the elbows, left and right.
Someone needs to stop this right here.
Please. The ref doesn't need this.
But Darkstar comes to the rescue.
Oh,
So he gets me Mark Ashoff, the referee.
hopefully Darkstar can calm him down a little bit.
Looks like they're having some words. Darkstar's saying he didn't see it.
Don't worry about it, me.
That's all right. They're having some words in here. I can't.
Trying to calm him down.
The
That's
ref
all I
is
need.
still. I don't know if the ref's gonna be recovering from something like that.
Me and Mark Ash is a very upset character that he lost the
I
title.
don't even think me and Mark Ash cares about the referee or anything. He's just livid right now.
Well, looks like Darkstar's going to carry the ref out of the arena. Maybe go to the back and get him some help.
Well, that's it for ICW Pro Wrestling this week. And stay tuned for the Ivan Koloff Part 2.
I was a great fan. From 8 years old, when I first watched on black and white TV when wrestling first came out, about 1950, and I remember getting excited right away at that young age with wrestling and picturing myself up there, and I was just in awe of it. You know, watching the old stars, Yukon Eric and Bodon Brower and Bruno Sammartino. I was raised by a French family up in Canada, 7 boys, 3 girls, and all about 15 months apart. But I appreciate the fact that the idea of, you know, you're always being competitive against each other. Disagreements used to happen a lot, and so the idea you'd settle them. Of course, probably behind mom and dad's back, but we tried to. And somebody came in with a bloody nose or something, and of course the discipline that'd be handed out. I just remember going home and practicing with my brothers and trying to beat them up and put the holds on. But of course, after 2, so I didn't get to push them around too much. But even my sister now, I must say, she washed that floor. She was an older sister, and we kids being smart, I was coming in and track up her floor. She wasn't beyond taking the mop or the broom and putting it aside of her head, chasing us out of there. It was a great time in my life. I can remember eating 5 pounds of potatoes with my mom's homemade bread, trying to gain weight, still 15 years old, 14 years old, doing push-ups. Imagining myself when I was milking the cows, doing work in the fields and in the barn, you know, and trying to work out, make it look like I didn't know what I was doing, of course, but I knew that you had to be in good shape to wrestle. And even after I had graduated from school, was the idea of showing the promoters that I was willing to be there at the matches, even if I wasn't booked. That showed them that I was really interested in doing it, and they started using me. They'd even put me in extra matches. The gentleman that trained me, Jack Wentworth, British Empire champion, he gave me the name Red McDonald. He said I looked like an Irishman. At that time, I had some long curly hair, red hair, and I made it even redder, dyeing it, and I held that name from 61 until 1967 when I got to Montreal. Johnny Rougeau, the promoter at Montreal, his brother Jacques Rougeau took a liking to me. We became friends over there, just in a period of 5-week tour. He said, if you come to Montreal as a Russian, would you be interested? I said, New York second. That's a story in itself, the idea of me coming back from that tour to Japan, making it to my brother's place in Ottawa, and shaving my head that night after a little party, waking up next morning and toilet tissue all over because they had nicked it all up, cut my hair off. I was still in awe like a fan to be able to wrestle in the pulse of the arena with a sellout crowd. You know, I don't think it ever went to my head because I was just a farm kid, and I think I was kind of an introvert and shy as a youngster. So when I got to that point, I looked at it, I guess, as just being that, hey, I'm a lucky guy to be here, you know. Matter of fact, that was one of the stipulations of the match against Bruno, was that nobody was to film it or to take pictures of it, actually, because they didn't want people to be showing the exact match of this is the match when Bruno Sammartino, living legend, ended up losing the title after 7.5 years to me. I always say he slipped on a banana peel, but it was a pleasure and a privilege for me to wrestle Bruno. He was my hero. He was champion whenever I started wrestling. Matter of fact, I wrestled him in my first match in 1961 on TV. Here's a cage match. I can remember the match like it happened yesterday. He ran me in the cage in this match probably 30 times. And I don't think I ever had any blood. Next day I got up and I had lumps all over my head. My body was all bruised, and definitely a rough match. People love Bruno. Yeah. He was a legend for sure. Usually the good guys would shave their heads back then. So like kind of complimentary in the fact that I see so many people doing it now, because back in my time, there was 3 or 4 wrestlers that had mullet, so that depicted the heel or the bad guy. But when everyone shaved it, and I had still had hair, but a little bit thick here, you know. But, I wasn't like Nikita. He was the kid who really got into it. He was a very educated guy, so he got into the Russian language and the whole thing. But the farm kid, I just said to myself, well, what kind of accent should I have now? I'd never even heard a Russian guy talk. So I just talked with an accent, and it sort of copied Mad Dog Vachon. But he was a Frenchman, right? But I figured I'd talk something like that, and that's just what came out. I stuck to it even out of the ring, away from the interviews, away from the wrestling matches. When they see me in the street, it was like always talking to them with the accent, and I get on there and provoke them on the interviews. Little dog came along one time, and I didn't really pay attention to him, but he ended up wetting my leg. And when I realized, I got very angry, and I kicked that little dog, and he hit the building. I mean, this never happened, but I ended up saying that as part of my persona type of thing. And the little animal went over there, and he laid still, and he was dead. I killed him, for kicking him. Of course, the kids and the mothers and fathers, like that mean old guy, he killed a little dog, right, so instantly you were the bad guy. Back in those days, you had to really protect the business, because the promoter even warned you that if he'd catch you as a bad guy or you weren't in character, they're like to get rid of you. They would replace you because you weren't good for business. And it made it hard because you never had privacy. You were with your family. There'd be situations of insult or people with dirty looks, and it was embarrassing for you, to do that. And trying to talk in character as a Russian when you're with your family and your little son and daughter looking at you like, what's wrong with that all of a sudden here, So it's hard that way, but I get used to it, I guess. That was an outdoor show in Charlotte.
Because of my association with Ivan, they didn't know who I was, but just because I was associated with him, I had instant, hatred from the fans.
There's a fan got involved in.
Oh, he was tremendous in the early years of teaching me the wrestling business, the old school, the traditional wrestling.
This happens quite often in wrestling. People seem to not go their way. Oh man, yeah, I had a lot of situations where people would either jump in the ring after me. I can remember quite a few situations, but I had one down in West Palm Beach, and I came from the back, ran down, interfered in the match as the referee was out of commission, and turned up after I did the damage. I looked up, and here's this big red-headed guy coming all the way from the back. He was a man, but he's a young guy, and he was moving fast, big guy too. And he came, I said, man, this guy's coming to the ring. Here he comes. And there's nothing I could do. Nobody stopped him, because nobody else spotted him, I guess. But here he comes, sure enough, right underneath the ring. Usually I tried to catch the guy as he came through the ropes and took a swing at him and missed the swing. And I said to myself, when this happened, I better make this next one work or else I'm in trouble, because he was intent on getting to me. The second punch did do the trick. He went down, and a lot of blood, and got up crying to the policeman to arrest me because I had knocked him out or knocked him down anyway, made him bleed. The policeman just took him away instead because they seen he came in the ring. Rowdy Piper and I had one of at that time, the largest lawsuit in Sumter, South Carolina. He attacked Rowdy on the way to the ring, and Rowdy threw the bagpipes at me and chased him down and beat him up and held him, and they took the guy out of the place. We thought he came back later to try to get us. We went out and wrestled and lost the match that night against Wahoo and Ric Flair, and we're on our way back to the dressing room, and they're so angry at us that this guy stood up in Rowdy's face going through the aisle, and Rowdy just got his knee conveniently, and the guy went down, but it didn't put him out of commission. And I seen him coming around. He was going to try to blindside Rowdy, and I ran through and hit him and broke his jaw, knocked him out. Turned out he was a soldier on leave, and he came back by the time the court date came up. It was about 2 years later. This time he was a police officer. So we were sweating their bullets for a while. The Crockett's ended up, of course, they had insurance, and they paid. I think he got like $70,000 a guy. But man, I just thought I was protecting myself, trying to protect my partner. And the situations where the fans would get so angry, they would take nails, bend them over. over, take elastic bands and shoot them. This happened up in the late 60s in Montreal, Three Rivers, Quebec. I can remember nails sticking in my head and not realize this feeling of burning in my head, and getting back to the dressing room and pulling this nail out of my head, you know. Hans Schmidt and I in Montreal, when I was up there, become the Ivan Koloff, the Russian Bear. We were the tag team champs against the Rougeos. We sort of cheated them, you know. The people got so upset because now the Rougeos were down. We had a fall, they had a fall, they rioted. It looked like we were going to beat them for the belt. And they started throwing chairs. It was like fold-up chairs, and they came flying in the ring. And, man, you have to watch it. And pretty soon there was more and more chairs. Hans was more experienced than I was. He said, "Come on, kid, grab a chair." And I picked up a chair, seen what he was doing. He was blocking the other chairs flying. And he says, "Follow me." And we went out the ropes, and we were going to the dressing room and swinging the chairs. And the chairs were flying at us. These people were trying to hurt us. Got to the, well, we went down the stairs to went to the dugout. I was the last one coming through the door. Hans got in there, and I had to look back like an idiot. Look back. Here's this chair coming. Caught me right in the nose, and knocked me down into the dressing room. Man, it stunned me pretty bad, but it ended up tearing half my nose. I had to get stitches, stitch it back on. But it was the people would just get so angry with you that there was a lot of stories like that. Had a knife thrown at me, open, and the handle hit me in the back, and I seen it, reached down, closed it, and the referee let on. He didn't see it because he's seen the situation as knowing that if the people get throwing things, and unless, and I picked up on it right away, I closed it, and used it on my opponent to beat him, and the people realized that whoever threw that knife caused that guy to lose, you know, because he threw the knife at me. So it turned the heat back on the fan. It was quite a thrill just getting the people worked up to that point. Of course, you just had to really watch what you did. I'm lucky to be alive in this film, but some of the falls that I took and some of the accidents that happened in there, you know, that at any time you could have been killed. Your neck broke or something. So I was wrestling The Rock's dad, Rocky Johnson, up in 1983 up in New York, and ended up the rope slipped, my foot on the rope slipped, and I went straight down on my head, and it was just like an electric shock going through my whole body. And I can remember saying, "Hell, help me, Lord," in this case, because I really thought I was going to be paralyzed, you know. But it came back after, it seemed like a couple minutes, but it's probably only a few seconds that the feeling came back, and of course, relief. It was like to the point that the body physically had been just beat up so much and got to a point where you're emotionally fatigued from the trips and the traveling and the tension of that type of life, and you're adding the drinking on top of it, you're adding the drugs on top of it. It's only a matter of time the body starts breaking down. Every day getting up a little bit hungover, or a lot hungover maybe, where you run to the gym because you're a dedicated guy, you sweat it out, so the body is being taxed, but you're able to get that good sweat, so you go grab a bite to eat, maybe a nap, if you're lucky enough to be checked in and at the city or the building where you're going to wrestle that night, then you're all ready for another night. You go out there, sweat again, and have a good, so now you're ready for a little party. If you're staying over, go down to the local bar or whatever, and get some beer or whatever, get some drinks first, or if you're driving, as the saying in wrestling, 100 miles in 6-pack, 200 miles in 12-pack, 18, and so on. And there's a lot of 300 and 400-mile trips, so you can just see thousands of times I remember getting up and how did I get home last night? Man, I drove my car and I had guys in the car with me. That's all I know what to do. I'm 38 years old now, and that's all I did all my life, and I don't really have that much education, so I better keep doing it. I got a family to take care of, so you just keep doing it, and pretty soon 10 more years goes by, you're about crippled up now, but you're living on these drugs and alcohol. I was fortunate because I had somebody carrying up for me, my nephew Nikita, because he was there with me up and down the road, and he seen me do the drugs. Nikita wasn't big into that, you know. Now I seen him, he had a smile on his face, and I could tell he was sincere, and he knew something that he wanted to share with me that made a difference in his life, and I went and checked it out, and I just started praying. Not that I knew did everything right from then on. I had a lot of obstacles, a lot of things that happened, and as I prayed, the urge for the drugs, the chewing tobacco, the cocaine,